everybody! Doug Phoenix back with all Marios.
I'm Cumpunick.
Super Mario Advance. You can see now the Yoshi egg hatched into a Yoshi because I got all of the Yoshi eggs.
Oh, he's very happy about it.
He's very happy. So, we have completely finished the Super Mario 2 part of this game.
Okay.
Now let's check out the Mario Brothers part of this game. Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers, 1983.
So, this is going to be a real quick, just kind of poke around. It's a port of Mario Brothers, the arcade game.
It's upside down. Okay, they fixed it.
They flipped it. You said that exact same thing when we played the original arcade game.
Classic.
So, there's a couple of different things that you can do with Mario Brothers here, because this is also has the multiplayer in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it plays very much like original Mario Brothers. It's kind of slippery, it's kind of difficult to control. You hit a thing from underneath to flip it over, and you get up to it and you kick it, and if you don't kick it in time, then it'll flip back over and be a little faster and angrier, and you beat all of the enemies on the level to move on to the next level. Here, you may have noticed there's a second POW block up on the top, so there's a couple of things. This is definitely easier than the original arcade. It's like got a lot of quality of life improvements. It's definitely easier to control a little bit. Again, there's that second POW block. There's probably less fire. The last enemy of a stage is always faster and angrier. It's Mario Brothers.
It sure is.
Also, you may note that we are fighting Spinies instead of Shell Creepers. That's just a replacement that they did for this version, is Spinies instead of having turtles. I guess because they didn't want to confuse people with turtles in this not a Mario-ish game?
Well, bonus game.
So, it does have, like, a lot of nicey graphics things. Like, here we got the little snowy place outside.
Snow outside, yeah.
Outside of this sewer? We're
Sewer
not
with
exactly
roads?
in a sewer. It's kind of a... This is a weird place. Where
Yeah.
are we? Exactly.
Well, wherever we are, we're perfect.
We are perfect. So, now we're in lava? Now everything's on fire.
The lava sewers.
We have crabs. Or rather, sidesteppers.
A classic Mario Brothers enemy.
Yep.
Yeah, this is Bowser's Castle theme thing.
It is Bowser's Castle theme song music.
Or, no, it's the underground.
Right, that, yes.
Yeah, that's the words I was looking for.
Confusing me.
Yep.
So, yeah, this game does have multiplayer Mario Brothers. It's got two different versions of multiplayer, cooperative and competitive. And both of them can go up to 4 players.
Oh.
We're not going to be seeing that, unfortunately, because, as we've said, I am playing this on actual hardware with a modded GBA, and unfortunately, the video out mod uses the same port on the GBA that the link cable would. So, I mean, you may also be thinking, oh, but you'd need 2 copies of the game and a second GBA, even, but actually you don't.
That fire's green.
That fire is green. I'm going to destroy... I did not destroy it. I destroyed myself.
What were you trying to do?
I was trying to hit the floor underneath it to bop the floor into the fire, because you can destroy the fire that way. At least I thought you could. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just killed myself for no reason. I don't know.
The second fireball spawned too.
But anyway, yeah, so you may also be thinking, oh, but we would have also needed a second GBA and a second copy of the game. And, well, we do have, I do have a second GBA sitting around and a link cable. And while I don't have a second copy of the game laying around, I do have Super Mario Advance 2. So there are 4 Super Mario Advance games, all different remakes of different older Mario games for the Game Boy Advance. And all of them have this Mario Brothers port in them, and they all are compatible for Link. So,
okay.
Yeah, you can have, both the two different games that are linked together, and you're both playing together. Also, the competitive mode can be played with only a single cartridge, linked up to all 4 players.
That sort of download play thing.
Yeah, that is a new feature for the Game Boy Advance, is that it has the capacity for that download play. That you can have a 2 GBAs linked and do some kind of multiplayer where it just downloads the game data that it needs from the one cart across the link cable. And it's generally only, like, simple games. It can't transmit all that much data. It has to hold it in active memory, of course, since it doesn't have the cartridge to reference. But, yeah, so that's things. So that does mean, because we could technically just play that multiplayer, but I wouldn't be able to capture the video out because it uses the same port as the link cable.
Right.
So, we could technically do it by, like, pointing a camera at the screen, but I don't think anyone wants to see that.
No.
I'll throw it in the comments.
Freezy.
Say in the comments if that's something that anyone of you would want to see, is terrible video of, a camera pointing at our GBA to show multiplayer of this. Because if people want to see that, then we can do it when we get to Mario Advance 2. Because, again, they all have this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to skip going through this at all when we get to the later Mario Advance games, because it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I'm just kind of gonna keep going until I die here.
Yeah,
Game over. But, yeah, this is basically all that's, all that needs to be said about it.
I think we've hit all the backgrounds at this point.
Yeah. We've also hit all of the enemy types at this point, so, we saw the fighter fly and the freezy. Freezies just freeze the platform. That they go to a platform and then they get to the middle of it and freeze it and turn it into ice physics. Yeah. The POW block hits everything on the screen that is on the ground and flips it. Like that. See, the crab wasn't on the ground, so it didn't get hit. You can hide behind the pipe to not get hit by enemies. It's Mario Brothers, the arcade game. We have seen this before several times. It's been a while.
It has been a while. That is true. We're just reusing the same background, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
The final level is ice. Or snow?
I think the original arcade game has, like, 26 unique stages, and then it loops. And by unique, I mean, like, configurations of enemies.
Yeah.
Because, of course, it's, like, the same background pretty much every stage. Yeah, I've run out of things. So this is we're done with Super Mario Advance, though. Basically, this is it.
Well, that's a good time to talk about the future. What's
coming up next is actually our final N64 game of the series.
Oh.
It's going to be Dr. Mario 64. Dr. Mario being another thing that we haven't seen in quite a while. They made a game of that on the N64, and it has a story, and it's weird.
Oh.
At least what I've gathered of it. I haven't looked that deeply into it, because I like keeping things a surprise for myself.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's what's coming up immediately next. And, again, yeah, it's the last N64 game of the series, so
It'll be momentous.
Yeah, we're plowing along. We're making progress. We're getting through things.
Now that we're done with Golf and Donkey Kong.
we're never going to be done with Golf or Donkey Kong. Don't fool yourself. Don't lie to us or the viewers. Is that game over? No, I still got, like, 1 life. 3 lives? How do I have so many lives?
You've been passing the bonus game.
Yeah, this game definitely gives you a lot more lives than the original.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the original arcade game, you could get, like, a single extra life ever if you hit a certain score or milestone. And even then, that's only if the arcade cabinet had the dip switches set properly for it. Depending on how hard the arcade owner wanted to set it. There.
Clear.
God, yeah, this is so much easier than the original arcade. Like, the Mario 2 remake in this was technically a little bit easier than the original, but it was still freaking hard. This feels like almost trivial.
Yeah, it doesn't even seem as slippery.
Compared to the original. Yeah, it's much less slippery, much more controllable. Yeah, you have much better, you have air control.
Yeah.
At all. You did not have that in the original arcade. That was a huge deal, is once you jump in the original arcade, you are going that direction. Period.
Yeah, you're... It was an old, style Mario jump. You're committed to your jump.
Uh-oh, now the platforms are invisible.
Well, I'm glad that we
It's a good thing it's always the same layout that is pretty easily memorized. Yep.
Oh. One.
Got it!
Got it!
So, yeah, kinda ran out of steam here. Still just kinda going through this, because it's going...
It's still going.
It's still going!
At 17 fit. Whoa.
Oh, okay, here we have the top 2 floors start out iced, and sometimes they drip ice. That is going to kill you. Okay, you can destroy the fire like that, see?
Oh, okay.
I thought that was a thing.
The music's more exciting now.
Dude. I guess we can look a little further into the future. After the Dr. Mario 64, we're going to be playing more golf.
Oh.
As I said, we will never escape golf. We will never be done with golf. Now the crabs are green. Yeah, I've run out of steam entirely here. Just kind of,
Yeah, now we're just kind of playing just cause. So, enjoy the next bit of gameplay in silence, I suppose.
Well, it won't be silence, because the game has sound.
Well, you know what I mean. You're enjoying the game audio.
Enjoy the sound of Mario walking. He doesn't really have a proper sound of walking. Like, he only sometimes does?
This is still going.
Okay, he does. It's... Yeah. Which is better than some of the ridiculous sounds that were in the, various ports of this game we saw on, older consoles.
I recall some really bad ones.
There was one that was like a fucking machine gun sound. There was one that was like bicycle horn. This was mostly Atari consoles. The 80s were a hell of a time.
Yeah, that was back when they remade arcade games like 5 times because there was so many different port opportunities.
Well, it's because every home console is slightly different, and none of them are good enough to actually replicate an arcade game properly. So, Yeah. We're not actually letting you enjoy this in silence, are we?
Well, not anymore.
Just kind of
Talking about sound effects.
just kind of rambling a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, if you pop the icicle thing while it's still a water drop, you can destroy it before it drips. Once it is actually an icicle, then it will kill you.
Ice is deadly.
Especially sharp ice. Also slip ice. That's what the freezy is called. It's slip ice.
But it's still a freezy.
It's a freezy. It's the same thing. It's another name. But slip ice is what it was called in the original.
Yeah, we're still in Ice Zone.
Yeah.
Kinda used up all of Sewers and Fire Zone.
Fire Zone was very short.
I know. Could have gotten so much more use out of that.
Up. I wonder if you can get like a 1-up if you chain enough enemies together, like in other Mario games.
Maybe.
I don't think I'm ever going to actually manage it. That would take a lot of effort to set up. But...
Yeah, if you had co-op, maybe, but...
Yeah. Yep.
So wait, if it's 4-player co-op, who do you play as?
It's all different colors of brother. So, that might actually be something to take note of. Are there 2 additional Mario brothers who only show up in this?
Like, it would make sense if it was Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi.
Those might be the colors.
But if it's like Blue Mario,
Oh man, does Blue Mario show? I'll have to look at the manual again. That shows all the different colors. One of them was yellow, so that's we can probably just say that's Wario. But then what does that mean for the canon?
well, I mean, this is a retelling of Super Mario Bros. 2, where Wario made his first appearance as Wart, according to our canon.
Does this mean that in the original Mario Brothers arcade, Mario was hallucinating about his childhood rival Wario?
Was he hallucinated back this time?
I don't know.
I don't think he was. I thought this was just him fighting off an invasion from the Mushroom World.
I mean, that is what it was, but oh, things are getting up quicker than before now.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, ice. Yeah.
Oh. Third form.
This fly is very angry, very fighter. Why, I'm up to 25? How am I still going?
Because there's still levels.
This
It's
game
not
is
a
so...
terribly difficult game.
Yeah, this game is really trivially easy compared to the original. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like most of the times we were playing through different ports of this, I'd barely get past, like, sometimes I wouldn't even reach, like, seeing all of the enemies. We wouldn't even see, like, fighter flies, the freezies.
Well, that's also because those ports were usually trash.
Well, yeah. But they were hard.
I mean, they were good.
I never said that.
And just because this game isn't hard doesn't mean it's not good.
That's correct. In fact, it honestly makes it a little better in a lot of ways, because it means you have more time to screw around and experience the game and see what all it has to offer. And maybe it goes a little bit long, but again, if you have the multiplayer going on, if we had the co-op, this could be really fun.
In Super Mario Bros. 3, I used to do the Mario Brothers minigame in that when I was playing 2-player mode.
Yeah.
And then we'd just fight to see how long we could stay alive.
Bop a crab repeatedly.
Do they have more than 27?
Yeah, it's just gonna keep going. It's kind of doing the same stage over and over, it feels like, at this point. And, yes! No, it is still giving unique arrangements of enemies, kinda. But, it's just here. It's just here and it's going.
They're getting faster?
Yeah, they are getting faster.
Fireballs are getting more frequent.
Yep. So it's getting more hectic. It's starting to actually get tricky to keep around, dodge around stuff. But it's still very easy to do so because, whoops, I wanted to pop the drop, but then it stopped being the drop.
You can't stop the drop. Pop. You can't pop the drop that stopped drop.
Yep.
Pop. Wait.
Words.
Clear! Did you recover a piece of POW?
I know the POW's recovered at some point, because I hit a POW and at some point and later had full POW, so I think it's like every time you hit the bonus it'll recover, which is not how the original games went. Pretty sure you never get POW recovery in the original arcade. Dang it. Oh, I finally got a game over, and now he's got a Halo.
Yep.
Mario is dead. And you get 2 continues, even. We're not going to continue.
Game over.
So yeah, that's the end of Mario Advance. That's everything that we have to show in this game. Again, if you want to see us do bad camera pointed at a GBA screen recording of multiplayer Mario Brothers Classic, then let us know in the comments and we'll do that when Mario Advance 2 comes around.
Why is there a turtle there? You don't even appear in the game.
There shouldn't, in fact, be a turtle there. That's anachronistic. Well, sort of.
It's anti-anachronistic, in that it's how it should be.
Anyway, yeah, we're done. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Tune in tomorrow for Dr. Mario 64.